Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak and John Vias, Peter Brown with the weather, and Maddie Shipka with Community Calendar. Thank you for joining us. The victim of a fatal motorcycle accident in Tewksbury on Saturday was raised in Burlington. According to the Tewksbury Police Department, at approximately 9 a.m. on June 15th, they responded to 1928 Main Street on a report of a serious accident involving a motor vehicle and a motorcycle. Police say the operator of the motor vehicle, a 21-year-old man from Tewksbury, was struck by the motorcycle but was not injured. The motorcycle operator, identified as 59-year-old William J. Barnes, was transported to a nearby hospital where he succumbed to his injuries and passed away. Barnes, a husband and father of two, was at the time a Tewksbury resident. He had, however, been raised in Burlington and was a member of the Burlington High School class of 1978. According to his obituary, following graduation, he enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps. He was awarded several decorations for his service, including 2 rifle expert badges, a certificate of commendation, the Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal, the Sea Service Deployment Ribbon with 1 star, the Humanitarian Service Medal, and the Good Conduct Medal. A technology company that makes instruments that allow law enforcement and security officials to scan vehicles and buildings to find contraband materials has been given approval to move its headquarters to Burlington. At its last meeting, the Burlington Planning Board approved a special permit application for Viken Detection, which was looking to move its headquarters from Newton to a property at 21 North Avenue in the Northwest Park. According to the application, the company plans to improve the existing 30,000 square foot building and exterior site conditions to accommodate the relocation of their new premises. Viken Detections creates portable imaging and analytical instruments that can be used by officials to detect illegal substances that are otherwise hidden. The devices allow them to find contraband such as drugs, currency, and explosives hidden in vehicle concealments, as well as buildings, walls, ceilings, floors, and furniture, as well as items stored in luggage and electronic items. Additionally, the company is currently working on a car portal detection system that will scan moving vehicles. Viken Detection CEO Jim Ryan told the board they have secured a contract with the U.S. government to outfit border crossings on the southern border with the technology, and will have a test pilot program in Texas starting later this year. The company is seeking to make some alterations of the site to allow them to test their equipment in the parking lot. There will be no additions to the existing building, but a fence will be constructed around the testing site. Family members and friends gathered at the Grandview Farm on Wednesday to celebrate the life of Norman Bigart, a World War II veteran who had a love of photography and Burlington history. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford was in attendance and has this report.
The Marion Tavern Room at Grandview Farm was filled with friends, family members, and well-wishers to celebrate the life of a well-loved man, share stories of his past, and give him one final salute. It was a celebration of life for Norman Bigart, a World War II veteran and local historian who had a full and accomplished life. Norman passed away on May 20th, 2019 at the age of 97. Born in 1921, he was a graduate of Needham High School. Afterwards, he enlisted with the Army Air Force to serve as a photographer in India in World War II. Discovering a love of photography, after the war he attended Rochester Institute of Technology, where he studied photographic science. An expert in experimental photography, he worked as a member of the team that photographed the first hydrogen bomb detonations. Norman spent much of his adult life in Burlington and fell in love with the community and its history. He served as an appointed member of the Historical Commission for many years. Even when he fell ill, he refused to leave the town he loved.
When he took ill, Paul and I said, "You can take the extra apartment we have at our place. We'd love to have you." He said, "No, thank you anyway, but my projects are in Burlington. I love Burlington. I'm not going to leave it."
Though he never married, he had many close friends who he dedicated much of his time to and was part of many organizations that he lent his time and efforts to support.
He was a wonderful friend. His friends were his most important asset to him. It was everything to him because he had such a small family. But I can tell you, his real family was the town of Burlington. As you heard tonight, he was chairman of the Historical Commission for many, many, many years. He was on all kinds of archaeological societies, but everything came back to Burlington, the place he loved.
Finally, the large gathering was no surprise to those who knew and loved Norman.
Norman was certainly an exceptional person, glad to be his friend, and as I see this afternoon, he had many, many friends, and rightly so. He was a special person and a World War II veteran. I take my hat off to Norman Bigart.
He loved so many things and so many people, and he made friends wherever he went, and he did so much for so many people that people who knew him loved him.
Norman did so many things of his life. He was a loner, never married, minimal family, and it really was such a privilege to be such a close friend to him.
From Grandview Farm, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
A bill working its way through the Massachusetts State House would, if passed, signed by the governor, would toughen the penalties for using cell phones and other devices while driving. According to a release from her office on June 6th, Senator Cindy F. Friedman joined her colleagues in unanimously passing legislation to prohibit the use of handheld mobile devices while driving. According to the National Highway Safety Administration, distracted driving accounted for 3,400 deaths in 2016. 46 states currently ban texting while driving for all drivers, and 14 states ban the use of handheld devices for all drivers. Friedman said passage of the bill is a common sense measure. This type of action is not new. In 2010, the legislature banned texting while driving, but did not ban the use of handheld devices for talking or other purposes. The 2010 law banned handheld use for 16 and 17-year-olds. This bill, which builds upon the 2010 law, would ban drivers from holding and using a cell phone while driving. Drivers, however, can make a single tap or swipe to activate or accept a hands-free call or to use a navigation device. The bill also makes exceptions for phone calls and emergency purposes, such as situations where the safety of the driver, passenger, or a pedestrian is at risk or first responder intervention is necessary. Under the bill, an initial violation results in a $100 fine, and a second-time offense is a $250 fine, while subsequent offenses carry a $500 fine. In addition to fines, a driver who commits a second or a subsequent offense is required to complete an educational program on driving behavior selected by the Registrar of Motor Vehicles. The Senate and the House will now work to reconcile bills relative to distracted driving prevention. A therapeutic massage business that received the Best of Lexington Award in 2018 is set to open a location in Burlington. During its most recent meeting, the Planning Board unanimously approved a special permit and site plan application for Anam Cara Therapeutic Massage at 1 Garfield Circle. The business will occupy roughly 1,200 square feet of the lot. The owner, Casey Thompson, a Burlington native, has been operating the massage center in Lexington for the past 13 years. She said she plans to change the name to Anam Cara Wellness Center to reflect her goal of offering services beyond just massage. For example, the Burlington location will also offer infrared sauna therapy. Also, as part of the expansion, Thompson says she plans on hiring at least 2 additional massage therapists, with the possibility of hiring even more if the business is good. She hopes eventually to have up to 7 employees. Members of the board approved the business and said they were happy to see how that area of town has transformed over the last few years. Finally, for those wondering, Thompson explained in her application that Anam Cara is a Gaelic word translating to soul friend. This term embodies a Celtic philosophy or Celtic philosophy about having someone in your life who unconditionally accepts you, she wrote. It is my intention to create a safe and comfortable environment where clients can come, relax, rejuvenate, and heal. The Burlington Police Department held their first charity car show on the town common, Cops and Cars, which gives kids and car enthusiasts an opportunity to get to know the town's police officers, with 100% of the proceeds going to people helping people. BNews reporter John Vias was joined by BCAT videographer Video Voyager middle school volunteers Desi Marino and Jack Carey, and they filed this report.
A large crowd gathered on the town common on Saturday, June 8th, as the Burlington Police Department hosted Cops and Cars, an event showcasing some great vehicles, such as classics, muscle cars, sports cars, and more. The show provided an opportunity for the town's police officers to meet and talk with the car owners and everyone else stopping by to admire the cars, with 100% of the proceeds going to the Burlington charity People Helping People. I was joined by Video Voyagers Desi Marino and Jack Carey, who spoke to various car owners and police officers about the show and the different cars on display. Here are some highlights from the event.
What does it take to make an event like this happen?
Well, there's a lot of planning involved. We had to meet with all the town boards and get all the approvals to use the common and make sure it was safe. And then it's a matter of getting the people here. You can say you're having a show, but the show doesn't happen unless people come. And it's been a lot of people handing out flyers, putting notices out, a lot of social media, and a lot of people helping spread the word to get a turnout like we have today.
So what features and details would you say kind of make it the Jurassic Park one that it is?
I mean, generally speaking, it's pretty much your standard Jeep Wrangler, but the paint scheme, the numbers, the wheels, the painted rims, the mirrors, all that, and the seats all kind of make it custom to the movie.
Awesome. How did you acquire this car?
I bought this car back in 2013. It's a 1965 Corvette Roadster. I bought it in Connecticut. Off a doctor. I was more or less a driver, and I completely restored it back in 2013. Finished it in 2014. It's got 3 awards, 2 top flights and a second flight. So it's done well.
How would you compare this car on the road to modern cars?
Totally different. You got to be on your guard when you're driving something like this.
Yeah.
It's got manual brakes. You got to make sure you're slowing down ahead. You can't just come up to the back of a car and think you're going to put the brakes on and you're going to stop on a dime,
Yeah.
Turning, it doesn't have power steering, so you got to hold the steering wheel.
So why is it important for kids to know our police officers in events like this, just get to talk to them?
Well, it's just a different venue. It's fun. It lets us interact, lets people see that, hey, we're people too. It's a common thing that we share, the love of cars. And cars, tell so much that it's really nice to share it with other people.
You can catch full coverage of Burlington's Cops and Cars, coming soon to BCAT's public channel. From the Burlington Town Common, along with Jack Carey and Desi Marino, I'm John Vias for BNEWS Weekly.
Do you have an interest in cybersecurity or a related field and want to help secure the town's information systems? The Burlington Board of Selectmen is looking to reactivate and appoint members to the town's Information Systems Advisory Committee. The ISAC will be tasked to develop recommendations to the Board of Selectmen in order to allow the board, with advice from the ISAC, to create a comprehensive and sustainable cybersecurity strategy for the town. The ISAC committee will also employ the expertise of other boards and committees and department heads within Burlington's executive branch as part of the assessment process, the release explained. The formation of the ISAC was approved by town meeting this past May after a warrant article was put forward by concerned members. They argued that cyber threats are a prevalent part of modern society and that the town should take action before an attack as a preventative measure. The plan is for the committee to come up with an outline for further action by January, when another article, one that includes funding, will be presented to the legislative body. Interested volunteers with a strong background in cybersecurity topics, including security operations, security engineering, risk management, security compliance, awareness and training, offensive security, and other relevant topics, are encouraged to reach out to Betty McDonough in the Selectman's office at bmcdonough@burlington.org. The first school year with the later start time for Burlington High School came to a close this week. Got an update on how the first year went and how the change is being evaluated. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford posed the question to Superintendent Eric Conti during our news segment, the Superintendent Update. Here's a clip.
We're looking at it. So I think 1 year is too soon to see sort of a huge impact. A lot of the kids I spoke to, like I said, it was probably 50-50. Some liked it, some didn't. I know in speaking with Mr. Sullivan, the number of tardies that we had dropped significantly, and we're going to get sort of a firm number on that. They did survey the high school students towards the end of the year, and they had taken a survey last year. So we're going to do some comparison, and we're going to continue to look at it. But again, the research is clear about adolescent sleep patterns and brain development, and I think there's no silver bullet, there's no magic in anything.
Sure.
But I think we're trying to provide the best environment that is reflective of the most knowledge and best research that we have. So I think that's what we always try to do.
You can find the full superintendent update on our website at bcattv.org/bnews. It will also be updated each month. The Burlington Parks and Recreation Department has a lot of fun activities lined up for the summer. To learn more, BNews reporter Robert Paris met up with Department Director Brendan Egan and files this report.
It's time for some fun in the sun. The Burlington Parks and Recreation Department is very busy as they are gearing up for their summer activities around town.
Jam-packed again this summer. We have full slate of our Park Place programs and preschool programs and mini sports and gymnastics and Club Simons and a whole bunch of other programs sprinkled in, and then our full slate of events on the town common.
Egan and his crew have brought back a variety of activities from the 50th anniversary.
Some of our special events that we started during the 50th anniversary will continue this year. Our big one coming up, and this is something that has been in the works for a little over a year now, is the fitness court opening up at TRW. We're going to have a grand opening on June 21st. At 10 a.m. up at TRW Park. But then we also have, the Rohannes Open. That's coming up on July 13th. More information will be coming out on that. Celebrate Burlington on August 3rd. And then something that came out of the 50th anniversary that's been really popular is our Ice Palace Day in August. Just a great opportunity, on one of those hot summer days to go cool down at the Ice Palace.
With summer around the corner, you and your family can get out and enjoy all the various activities the Parks and Recreation Department has to offer.
I really just like the weather, and I think it kind of raises everybody's spirits. You have families out enjoying the town for longer each day. They don't feel like they have to be in when it gets dark. The weather, like I mentioned, is a key to that. It's very nice out, and just seeing the families enjoying all the activities.
From the Parks and Recreation Department, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
The work of Burlington High School's talented photography students are currently on display at a local museum. Once again, Burlington students are participating in the Griffin Museum of Photography's annual photosynthesis program. The museum is in Winchester, and students from Burlington and Winchester both joined the program. Over the last semester, photo portfolio and advanced photography students have been creating portfolios of imagery, exploring their sense of self and space within their surroundings. This is the third year that Burlington students have been part of this special exhibition, working closely with the museum and alongside photography students from Winchester High School. According to museum representatives, the goal of the program is to increase student awareness of the art of photography, as well as how being from different programs and different schools affects their approach to the same projects. The students were encouraged to explore the importance of props, the environment, facial expression, metaphor, and body language in portrait photography. During the program, students met with working artists and photographers to learn from those in the field. Visitors can check out the gallery at the Griffin Museum of Photography until July 7th. Excuse me. The Burlington Community Scholarship Foundation recently held their annual awards ceremony for adult scholarships during a brunch at Tony C's on 3rd Avenue. Executive Board President Jack Ferrin said that each year they hold an event to thank adopt-a-class partners, parental volunteers, and board members and their spouses. During the event, they hand out some scholarships to adults seeking to further their education. This year, Ferrin said they took it to a new level and presented scholarships to residents from the town of Burlington, excuse me, who graduated from area high schools, whether it be a technical high school, excuse me again, a theatrical high school, or a private high school, going on to an undergrad program. Ferrin said a lot of those schools do not have award ceremonies. Regrettably, the BCSF lost one of its original founders this year. Joan Miles leaves a legacy with the foundation that has awarded $10.2 million in scholarships since 1988. Farron noted this year the BCSF awarded over $400,000 in scholarships to Burlington residents pursuing higher education and is planning future fundraisers for adults. We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown in our Weather Center for the latest forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. And here we are heading into the official start of summer coming up in this period. So we have finally made it. We've gotten by winter, we've gotten by spring, which seemed more like an extension of winter, and into summer we go. Now, starting out our period, we're going to see some really nice conditions coming in here on Thursday. Look at this. We're expecting highs near where they should be this time of the year. Temperatures going to be in the upper 70s. However, that's going to bring with it the chance of some humidity and maybe some strong showers and thunderstorms around. So not as much in terms of sun, which is very typical of what we've been seeing the past few weeks, but definitely going to be much warmer than it's been the past few days here in the Burlington area. Again, pretty far away from our record highs at this time of the year. And our nighttime lows going into Friday morning, if you're going to be out and around in the Burlington area, going to be about average. So highs in the and lows in the mid-50s, upper 50s, around 60. So right about where it should be for this time of the year. As we get towards the end of the period, look at this. We're getting towards the tail end of June already. Can't believe how fast time's going by. Our average highs should be at that time of the year in the low 80s, and that's pretty much where we're going to be at as we head towards the end of the period. And of course, as you know right now, the days are at their absolute longest, and they'll be getting shorter actually from here on out. And as we go ahead, we're going to take a little bit of a look at what we're expecting for the temperatures for this upcoming summer here in the Burlington area. Now, starting out, we're going to be taking a look at what we're expecting for chances of precipitation over the next 3 months here in the Burlington area and the rest of New England. And judging by this map, looks like they're expecting for us from the Climate Prediction Center about average precipitation, so nothing too wet, so that might be a good way to dry out from the really wet winter and spring that we had over the past 6 months. As we go ahead, let's look at those all-important temperature forecasts coming up for the next 3 months. Now, looking at this is something we really haven't seen too much over the past 3 months. The spring was definitely completely different than what this map is showing. They're actually predicting a fairly good chance for us here in the southern New England area to see above average temperatures throughout the summertime. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. We've seen those types of maps many times this past spring and it didn't materialize. So we'll keep an eye on that, but hopefully we'll be heading into a warm and dry summer. Now as we go ahead, let's take a look at some of those temps and the weather coming up for the next 7 days. And again, starting in our period on Thursday and Friday, we're going to see those spotty chances of showers. Now, starting out on Thursday, again, we may have that humidity with us, and we could see some pretty strong thunderstorms with heavy, heavy downpours, but temperatures fairly warm, up in the upper 70s. Now, Friday, we're going to cool off just a little bit before some of the nice weather comes in for our weekend. Again, some chance of showers maybe in the morning, and temperatures cooling down into the low 70s as we may see a sea breeze developing on Friday. But as we get into the weekend, look at Saturday and Sunday. Absolutely perfect. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the, this might actually be a little bit cool. We're actually looking at temperatures maybe approaching around 80 here in the Burlington area. We may see a little bit cooler temperatures if you're heading towards the city or heading towards the beaches. Now look at this, heading into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Looks like we're going to bring the chance of maybe a few showers and thunderstorms in here Monday as a warm front comes by. And we're going to see temperatures climbing up into the mid-80s. And I actually think on Monday, we may actually see temperatures in the mid-80s. And on Tuesday, we may actually start to approach 90, the first time that we've done it this year. And as we round out the period on Wednesday, still some fair skies and temperatures right around 80, so very pleasant during the day and very pleasant at night by our low temperatures. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your Community Calendar. Get ready for a fantastic night full of music. On Monday, June 24th at 6:30 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be starting up their summer children's shows with the musician Les Julian at the Town Common. Everyone is welcome to attend, and the event is also free. For more information, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. Come and learn more about human trafficking in the Commonwealth. On Wednesday, June 26th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Grandview Farm, the Burlington Board of Health will be having a presentation regarding human trafficking. The presentation will provide an overview of sex trafficking and labor trafficking in the Commonwealth. To RSVP, call the Board of Health at 781-270-1955 or email boh@burlington.org. Did you do your summer reading? On Friday, June 28th, at the Burlington Public Library from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., the library will be having their annual Summer Reading Kickoff event. Celebrate the beginning of summer reading with face painting, raffles, and prizes. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more information, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo shows that everyone enjoys a good splash. It was sent in by Jen Hickey and features a cardinal taking a bath in the water collected in her pool cover before the pool was opened at their Frothingham Road home. So even when the pool is closed, it still offers some fun water recreation for some. Thank you for the photo, Jen. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or even photos of your family members, friends, and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcatt@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk. I do want to remind you that we put out, Rich Hosford, our news director, puts out a daily newsletter. And in that newsletter, by the way, it contains more news in one newsletter than you can find in the printed editions these days. You can go to our website at bcattv.org and sign up for that and get your daily BNEWS BCAT newsletter. That's a plug. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with Rich Hosford, Robert Paris, John Vias, Peter Brown, and Maddie Shipka. Thank you for joining us.